Hey guys, happy Monday. This is a different show and this is going to be a lot of fun. So we're calling this show the hashtag Ask Erik Hammond Show. And as it says, my name's Erik Hammond. I run a company called The Orange Stack. We do digital marketing for real estate agents and help you guys build your brand online. Kind of a different way of thinking about it. We've kind of replicated what Gary Vee talks a lot about and mixing in some Tom Ferry and some other amazing real estate ideas. So again, my name's Erik Hammond and thanks for being here. If you've never seen me, this is going to be an interesting show. Hopefully you can follow along. We do another show on Friday called Facebook Friday, and we're trying to just bring as much content as we can to you guys on a regular fashion. And I know that Facebook Live is the place to go. So as I hear so many other people say, watch what I do, not what I say, meaning that this is an incredible show opportunity for you guys to implement in your business. What we're going to do basically is each week we're going to take the top questions that we get. We're probably going to cover 3 or 4 depending on the time that we have and make sure that we can answer your questions. I got my notes right here. We're going to talk about it. What you can do is basically check us out on Facebook and go to facebook.com/ and then put in The Orange Stack as our name. Our page name is called The Orange Stack, and send us a direct message. Just submit your questions there. We'll put them into the hopper and pull out some good ones. Okay, so the first question that I have is from John. Basically, the first question is, what's the best book and ways for me as a 20-year-old just starting to learn this space? So I'll cover 2 different books that I would recommend for you. The first one, I would probably suggest the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book by Gary Keller. I think Gary, besides the massive platform of Keller Williams that he's ran, has some incredible knowledge to share. He's been in this business for, I think, almost 40 years now. He wrote this book he started his business back in the 80s. So he's got a lot of wisdom to share. I like this one, and then also the Millionaire Real Estate Investor is a good one. So I think that this will give you the foundation of how to be a real estate agent. If you're brand new in real estate, I'd pick up that book. Obviously, I have no affiliation with Gary Keller and making any money from this, but I would recommend this book for sure as being an incredible source to teach you how to get into real estate. If you're talking about marketing, John, and maybe that's the route you're going, is you're trying to figure out how to get into marketing. But there's 2 books, one which is going to show up weird on your screen. You can't even read it, but it's called Crush It, which is what his first book was written. And that's about, I think, 7 or 8 years old as well. But he basically talks about how to find what you're passionate about in this world and how to really focus on your strengths and doing things that you're going to be really good at. And then he wrote a follow-up to it called Crushing It. So you got Crush It and Crushing It. So it's kind of the sequel. Basically, it says how great entrepreneurs build their business and influence, and how you can too. But that's a good book. That's one that I definitely would recommend. Okay, question 2 from Josh says, did you ever get to a point where you were so discouraged with your progress results that you almost gave up, and what got you through it? I came into this space and I was good at making things pretty and unique and having cool cabinets and countertops and bathrooms and all the stuff that people love. But as I shifted and we ran out of houses to find and houses to flip, I had to go start knocking doors and I had to go start talking to homeowners about buying their property. So I had to go find my own stuff, and that became tricky. And so as we lost a lot of momentum on our properties, it was discouraging. And I met this guy, this real estate investing kind of coach guy in my life at that time, and he said, you got to get on the phone. You got to be able to maximize your time and what it is that you're doing. So get on the phone, be comfortable with it. Pick up the phone and start dialing people. Just start calling all the for sale by owners. Start calling all the expired listings, and you're going to start finding ways to get people under contract. And it happened, but it was rough at first. My goal was to spend an hour on the phone every day, and after a week, I wasn't getting anywhere, and I was frustrated, and I would hate talking on the phone. I guess it's the way to answer this question for you, Josh, is you're going to have some hard times. You're going to have some moments where you just want to give up, that the job and the position in your life is probably not going to be as exciting as doing something else. And coming from somebody who's zigzagged a lot and came with different careers, each one's had its own roadblocks and own challenges. So I think for now, some of the things that I do to get me through a rough time is meditation's a big one. I've got this great chair in the corner of my office over here, and I put in my earbuds and I kind of just take 10 minutes and I find some way to just kind of clear my thoughts and think mentally for a second of, where am I? What am I trying to do? Why am I here? Why is the struggle outweighing the difficult time that I'm in? So that's kind of a big one for me, that mental clarity. Sometimes it just takes, turning on some upbeat music. I've got this playlist on my Spotify account where I can just hit play. It's probably got like an hour and a half of songs, a whole bunch of music to it. And it just rocks me. It gets me going. I can take a moment and shut the door and just kind of jump up and down and get my blood flowing and just be positive. And that's to get you through those little short moments. But you might have, 6 months or 3 months of hard times. And you just got to realize that you're going to have these lows. You can't always be on an upward momentum. You're going to have hard times. And the hard times, I think, remind you of the good times. And they say, when I'm going through that hard time, what do I got to change and what do I got to do to get back to that good level? Because there's a moment where if you do the same thing all the time, you're just going to plateau and get the same results. And I think that teaches you that you got to always be updating your marketing. You always got to be updating your scripts, your abilities to communicate with people, all those things that may be a struggle to you. So question number 3, Archie, awesome name, Archie. Archie says, I'm always impressed by your hustle, awesome, enthusiasm. Have you ever lost your mojo and experienced a lack of motivation and clarity? Kind of the same question as last time. If so, what strategies have you used to get back in the zone? So I would say you could probably tee off a lot of the things from the last one, These are probably just those like in the moment, I'm struggling, today is a rough day, or I can't get past today and I can't wait till Monday, or I can't wait through the weekend. Whatever it is, I think you just kind of got to shift your focus for a bit. If it's Thursday and you're like, this week has been terrible and everything's gone downhill and I just got one more day to get through it until the weekend. If you're looking forward that much to the weekend, you're probably not loving your work, or maybe it's just been a rough week. But if you're always looking forward to that, Friday at 5 p.m. time, maybe you got to consider something else. But maybe your open houses are what rejuvenate you and get you excited too. It just depends. Again, music is a huge one. I think for most of us, we don't realize the energy that we can create in our life, right? Like we think that where we are is where we are, but just go turn on some high energy music. Go find something that's a little bit fun. Just moving around, breathing deep, going on a walk, get around the office for a minute and just get outside. It's going to change everything. So that's the thing for me is most people get struggled because they just like head down, they're like over their computer. I think that if you just move around and get some energy, that's probably going to get you going. And if that doesn't work, go knock doors or go get on the phone, like get your blood pumping. That'll definitely increase your mojo and get you going again. Okay, question number 4. Gary says, should I build my personal brand and my company brand at the same time? The demand in the business is for me, but as I scale, I'm not sure if I should be the focal point long term. I think that there's a couple ways to think about this. Number 1 is you're always going to have your name, unless you decide later to change your name and you want to, come up with something clever or unique. But there's a good chance that for the rest of your life, you're going to have your same name. And that brand, your name, is going to stick around forever, right? I would say always be building your personal brand. Always drive attention to that name because it's going to be your resume someday. So I would encourage you, if you haven't already, to start some type of a blog or a vlog or just some way of expressing who you are on a regular basis. Could be daily, could be weekly, could be monthly, but start the chronicles of your life and express who you are and what you're doing and build that momentum. And you can also utilize your other team that you have. You might have 10, 15 guys on your team, or gals and guys, whatever, at some point in time, and they can help build that brand and speak to that brand. But you need to always be the spokesperson for who you are and what you're doing, and stand in front of that camera like I'm doing right now and look in the lens and say, hey, it's Erik Hammond and blah, 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 blah. Right? So always be focused on building your personal brand because you're going to carry it around everywhere you go. But you also need to build up that business brand so that you can sell it someday and do something else. So okay, that covers our 4 questions. I don't know how we're doing on time. I got a call coming up here in a little bit, but I hope you guys have enjoyed the format of this. It's kind of here and there and all over the place, but I think that's going to be the beauty of the Ask Erik Hammond show. We might even abbreviate it to Ask Erik. I'm not sure. Ask Erik Hammond's a lot to say, but it builds the brand, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, be sure to check out our Facebook page. Again, we've got the Monday show, Ask Erik Hammond, and then we've got the Friday show now, which is Facebook Friday. We teach you how to build your brand, how to do more in real estate, and just how to take over that online world. So keep following, keep checking us out. We've got some really fun stuff coming up in the future here, and I appreciate you guys being here. Again, submit your direct messages to us to get your questions answered. And we will see you next Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific, every single Monday to get your questions answered. Until then, I'm Erik Hammond, and we'll see you on the next one.